Hey there, folks. It is May 25th as I am recording this. It is a beautiful day. It was raining all last night and today is absolutely gorgeous. Everything is that green color that you just fall in love with every year. At least I do. And I can smell the apple blossoms and the lilacs. I've got the window open. I've got both my windows open and that's just my favorite time of year. Despite this crazy month that I had, it's been both the worst and the best, I guess. Before I get into that, I did want to thank everyone who has shown their support with subscribing and encouraging me with comments and messages. It really, really does mean a lot. It was quite, I want to say, anxiety inducing to put my face forward like this and really talk about other things besides like doing the time-lapse video, which does not really make me as vulnerable as doing a video like this. So I really do appreciate all the kind words and encouragement. So about my crazy month. First off, I hosted a family event that we have twice a year. That was great. I loved that. But not too long after that, or coinciding, I don't know exactly how it worked, but I got a sinus infection and ruptured an eardrum. Yay! I need to see an ear, nose, and throat doctor for that because it was quite a large tear in my eardrum, but I am regaining hearing, so I'm not too worried about it. Even if I live the rest of my life with reduced hearing, I think I'm going to be okay. It's not that big of a deal to me, personally. So then after that, I went to Kentucky to see the National Quilt Museum in Paducah. Highly recommend. It was a fantastic trip. Had a blast. There was an art festival. Just the Quilt Museum on a normal day is just wonderful. Just the quilts there are crazy. Like there was one with Swarovski, is that how you say it? Crystals on the back. Who puts something like that on the back of the quilt? But it was just crazy. It's like sparkles up the wazoo. There was one that had mirrors on it. And the tour guide, which if you go to the National Quilt Museum, I highly suggest you pay the few bucks extra for the tour guide because you really get more of the backstory behind the quilt. But there was a quilt there that had mirrors on it, and the tour guide had a Kentucky accent, of course, and she said mirrors instead of mirrors, and it took me a few minutes to understand what she was saying, because you know, to me, a mirror is like a cross-stitch pattern, you know, company, and Mirabilia, right? And I was just, it took me a minute. Anyway, there was some really great art quilts, some that looked like photographs, and then some that were just, you know, off the wall. Those were my favorite ones. And you can look online for pictures. They're not shy about that. So I'm not going to share any of the ones that I took because they're not that great, but I really do suggest that you look that up because it's fantastic. So I was gone 5 days from my house, so those 5 days were really the best that I have felt all month because I was just coming off my antibiotics when I left, and then when I got back, I got food poisoning. And today I'm feeling kind of okay, so I thought I would finally do this Flosstube. I meant to do it last week right after I got back from the Quilt Museum, but that wasn't happening. So let's get into the whole actual Flosstube video now. I'm done talking about my insane, crazy month. I have a best new thing. My cousin knows I love jellyfish, so she made me this. Isn't this fantastic? Look at those sparkles. I turned this light on just so you could see the sparkles. So this up here is a sea urchin, and then this is just like some fun fancy yarn and beads, and it's you hang it up by a fishing line. And I think, I'm pretty sure it's safe to say this, that she is thinking of making these to sell. So if there's an interest, would you please email me if you want one, and I will hook you up, alright? Now I don't think she has very many options for color. This one's kind of like a pink and purple. So I know she has several of this and some more pink and like some that are kind of a yellow. But you know, sea urchins only come in so many colors. Isn't that cool? I just think that's awesome. She made that for me. Okay, what's next? Let's do cross stitch updates. First, I did finish my 2 pages of my mini Aveline by Hade, Heaven and Earth Designs. Since the last time I did finish the page, but I took this month off, so I didn't work on it at all this, like from May. I finished this after my last video in April. But I thought I'd show it to you. I didn't iron it either, so maybe it will be. So here is, whoops, that's the back of it. I meant to go like this. Here is everything that I have done. Last time I finished pages 7 and 8 over here. 8 is only like this big, so I do 7 and 8 all together. And I have until right there. So I'm pretty much halfway, maybe over. I think the halfway point is like right there. So good progress, right? And I took this month off because I know it might not seem like it, but there really is a lot of beige. A lot of beige. There's like brown beige and gray beige and green beige and beige, and I was just like, let's do some color, right? So I put this away because burnout's a thing and I need color in my life. I'm going to fold this in a slightly different way. Okay, and because I need color in my life, I decided to work on my Hrmph. Oh, I didn't say. The mini Aveline is Suzanne. No, I'm getting mixed up. Cheryl Baker is the artist. So Hrmph is by Suzanne Gyseman, I think. Don't quote me on that. Okay, so I'm not going to take this out of the Q-snap. You're just going to have to live with this. I am almost done with page 1. And I'm doing this one. Whoops! A metal lamp and a needle minder don't go together. Let's turn this a little bit. Okay, so I'm doing this 1/1 full cross. The other one I'm doing 2/1 tent stitch. This one is on Wedgewood 25 count Lugana, and I chose this off gray color because there's not any gray in the piece, but it won't fight with the other colors. Alright, so in case somebody, in case you can see a little bit through the stitches, it won't like be jarring to the eyes, right? And I learned my lesson because with Aveline I chose an off-white, and there's like 5,000 off-whites, and that's just a mistake. Don't do that. Pick a color you can see your stitches. So that's really nice. This is actually the owl right here. This is his head. This is his little ear tuftsy things, and then a ginkgo leaf. That was fun to do. So anyway, these teals, turquoises, and golds are just my jam. They're my colors. So this this was very therapeutic for me. I don't know if I'm going to finish it by the end of the month. I only have a couple days. But I'm not worried about that. I don't have any specific goals with this one. With my Aveline, I kind of want to finish a page a month unless I take the entire month off. With this one, I don't have any goals. I just work on it whenever I feel like it, which is very nice. I like that freedom. So, there's that. And the last thing that I worked on this month is the white horses. It's a Janlynn pattern. I'm sorry, I do not know the designer. I have lost that page. I'm not a fan of scroll rods. I've lost that page of the pattern and I don't know the designer. You could probably look it up. Anyway, I am on my third horse. I won't be able to show you the whole thing, so I'm just going to show you this right here. I'm on the third horse, and last time I showed it to you, I think I was like down here, and I had a little bit of the neck sporadic in there, so I've done quite a bit. Most of it was yesterday and the day before because I was too ill to move, except to run to the bathroom. But let's not go into that. So I'm pretty pleased with that. That's it for my current whips. I haven't worked on the giraffe at all, and I did finish my Mother's Day present, and I forgot to go get it. So we're not going to talk about that. Let's talk about my old piece, because I want to do new and old. This is one of the very first cross stitch pieces I've ever done. It is a Dimensions Gold collection. It was very hard. As a new cross stitcher, I do not recommend. It's beautiful, but it was difficult. How can I say this? I messed up somewhere on here. I couldn't figure it out, so I was just like, you know, I'm just gonna fudge it. So that's what I did. I just fudged it. I did this about 18 years ago, maybe, and I put it away for a long time. I really don't know the dates anymore, and then when I got it back out is when I decided to fudge it because I was more experienced by then. Another thing that made it difficult was they wanted you to use 2 and 3 strands in various different places, and it was like 18 count Aida, and that's just too tight. I couldn't ever get the needle through all those threads, and I couldn't pull it through. It was just fighting me every way. And another thing I changed was all these green places you can see in the background, that's supposed to be white, you know, just blank Aida, and I didn't like that look, so I just filled it in with a color. Another thing is, I don't know if it was because I was doing things incorrectly or anything like that, but I ran out of 3 colors. I know other people have done this kit and they haven't run out of colors, so it was probably me. Anyway, I like it. I hang it up and I look at it. I framed it myself. It's not perfect, but you know, nothing is. And I think that's fine. I don't know if you can hear that, but we got lots of traffic today. Okay. Okay, painting. Good segue. I know I said that last time. I want to do something, and I want your opinion on it. Cross stitchers, I want your opinion. I want to set up some sort of online store, not Etsy, because Etsy is mean to me. Not really like specifically me, but just I had an Etsy store for a while, and for 2 years had an Etsy store, never sold a single thing, and I thought, you know, this isn't worth it. It was stressful to figure out. It was stressful to, you know, you can't put things up there for free. It's a small fee, but I felt like it was money wasted. So that is really hard for me. So not Etsy, but I was thinking, you know, maybe some other kind of site like Wix or Squarespace or something like that. You know, I don't know. I have to do research. But anyway, I want to make a few needle minders, and these are something different that I don't think anybody else has made before. So maybe there's a market for it. I don't know. Here is my prototype. It actually has a needle on it. Let's move that. Okay, gotta remember that's there. This is my prototype. Okay, so it's a little bit not perfect. Keep that in mind. I will show you the better ones in a second. Okay, so here we go. So that is a hand-painted watercolor painting on a 1-inch square. It is made with layered pieces of paper with a magnet glued on the back. Okay, now the paper is very strong. I cannot bend this. I have tried. Let's see here. I am putting a lot of force. It's not bending at all. So it's layered as like a plywood would be, so the grains cross like this, and I then douse it with a wood hardener, which it's manufactured to harden rotten wood. So like if somebody were renovating an old house and the wood had gone soft, instead of finding exact wood, because there's like legalities to that, they have to find exactly the same wood. I mean, if it's a historic house or whatever, so what they would do instead is use this wood hardener so that they could then fix it and use the same wood even though it had gone soft. So anyway, that's what I use, and it is quite the stuff. It makes it very hard. And the thing with the paper is that it's not very dense material, so that the needle sticks really well. Okay, I can hold it like pretty far away and it will go right to it. Now the magnets, like I said, is my prototype, so they're pretty thick. I don't know, should I get the thinner magnets if I make these? I don't know. But I have some already painted up that I really, really like. Let me show you my favorite ones. This is going to be difficult though. Let's see here. Okay, here's some lavender. Some apple blossoms. If you want to know what the back looks like, usually there's something like this. They're, you know, that's the back of this iris. Here is this one's not quite finished yet. It's not sanded or on the outside, but you'll get the idea with the picture. And then the back of this one is kind of, it's a little bit metallic. You see, so the backs aren't really any kind of anything. They're just like little abstract little splotches of paint. And then the back looks like that. Oh, this one's my favorite. So right now I just have butterflies and flowers, and that's pretty much what I paint. I don't know if that's focusing or not. I can't really hold it still, so you're just going to have to use your imagination if it's not focusing. Anyway, the back looks like that. Yeah, I pretty much paint flowers and butterflies. Oh, here's a bird. I do birds. It's a goldfinch. And the back is like that. So, I was just wondering, like, is there a market for that? Should I invest in this? Should I do this? I don't know. So that's what I have for a new painting. For an old painting, I want to show you this. I'm really quite proud of this. I did this in 2017. It's a little bit. It's a watercolor painting, portrait of Hayao Miyazaki. who is responsible for such movies as Kiki's Delivery Service, Howl's Moving Castle, Ponyo, Nausicaa, Valley of the Wind, Princess Mononoke. Are any of these ringing a bell? They're fantastic movies. I recommend all of them. He is an amazing man. And I put this in my folder of anime fan art because he is the epitome of anime. So, I'm pretty proud of this one. I did this on a whim. I wasn't like thinking, oh, I'm gonna go paint a portrait today. I was just like, what should I do? Oh, let's do Hayao Miyazaki because he's amazing. So, what's next? Okay, last time I talked to you about the Ugly Fabric Challenge and I showed you the butterfly I had made for that, and that went really well. My aunt really loved it, and she hung it in her church because she has no wall space at home. And it's kind of funny because when I was done with it, my mom was like, where is she going to hang that? She doesn't have any wall space. And I was like, she will find a spot. And she did. And I don't care it's at her church. I think it's wonderful because lots of people will see it. And I think that's great. So what I received for the Ugly Fabric Challenge is this rather hideous but adorable doll. My cousin made this. She's a really busy woman. She has a full-time job and 3 teenagers. So you can imagine. But this was the Ugly Fabric. She made it a dress for this doll. And I really love the face of this doll. Can you see this mouth and nose? And it doesn't need any eyes or anything because they're just there. You can see them. It reminds me of something from Dark Crystal. If you were watched that as a kid, which is not really a kids movie, but kids watch it apparently. And so there's that. And she only has one leg because she was putting all the parts together the day it was due, and she couldn't find the other leg, which I think is hilarious. I kind of love it. It's definitely, I kind of love it anyway. So, and I don't have any new quilting for you because, like I said, crazy month. But I do have an old quilt to show you. Old meaning, I don't know, when did I make this? Oh, in January. I guess it's not that old. But I feel like it's old because I go through so many projects all at once that if anything was just not right now, it's old. Let's see here. This is just a lap blanket, so I might be able to. Nope, I can't get it all in frame, but you're just going to have to imagine. There we go. This is a modern take on a traditional double wedding ring quilt. The pattern is by So Kind of Wonderful. That is S-E-W Kind of Wonderful. And you need their curved ruler to make it, but it's well worth that because they have lots and lots of patterns to use it with, and it is fantastic. It is absolutely a blast to make. I've done several of their patterns. Here's a little close-up of the quilting. I did ribbon candy in here, some half feathers along the outside, in between in these diamond shapes I did sort of like a swirl with a pebble border and some feathers. It's a little complicated. I had a blast doing this. And on these smaller quilts I really like to do intense quilting. On the these shapes here I did some dot-to-dot quilting. And what else? In the border I did some wishbones. I don't know if you'd be able to see that because I did a matching thread. Yeah, you kind of can. Wishbones. And the back is kind of the same patterned. It has the same shape to it in the pattern. You can really see the wishbones there. So, I really like the way quilting looks on the back of quilts. It's one of the reasons why I quilt. So that is all I have for you today. Please let me know what you think about the needle minder idea and if you want a jellyfish, because it would be really great if she could sell some. I hope you enjoyed this video, and as always, thanks for watching.